So in here, there's actually some pretty valuable plant material. There's a lot of red buds in here. The ivy that is down below, I've seen some yards in Buckhead that look absolutely amazing. It just has to be taken care of. The other place that I see issues, you've got all kinds of kudzu and other vines growing up in here, and this really needs to be dealt with, especially the kudzu. You've got to deal with the kudzu and get that out of there because it is a earth cancer that will take over a place. The good thing though is it's easy to kill. All that you have to do is make sure that whoever's doing maintenance stays on top of it with that. Got a little island here. There's a really beautiful, amazing camellia, but then there's this mess below. I would clean that out. Even this is American beautyberry, really amazing native plant, but I would sacrifice that for the aesthetics of what this other area would look like. Looks like you have irrigation in your yard. I doubt it has been professionally done, and I would very much recommend, particularly for the beauty of your turf and the health of it, that if you do not have irrigation, that is added. So a lot of times people see a tree like this, it's next to their house, and they're really afraid that they're going to get killed by it. So I'm sort of a nerd. I like numbers. You're about 8,000 times more likely to be killed by a car than you are a tree. I'm just putting it to you like that. There are neighborhoods in Jacksonville, Florida, where I grew up, where if you flew over it in an airplane, you wouldn't know that there are houses below because they're all covered by trees. These are just a couple of examples. My poor wife, she has to put up with me when we go on vacation doing drive-by shootings, landscape shootings, that is, of houses with trees beside them. But there's another house in Atlanta that I photographed, almost the same size house, but a bigger tree. So this is just something that I see all the time, and I do not see anything negative that is the result of that happening. Over here, beside your driveway, the Lelands, they were planted there as a screening, but it's shady and they're no longer screening, and Lelands are susceptible to a blight, so they're probably going to die pretty soon if we don't cut them down. Looking at this, you've got the great looking gardenia, but there's just a mess in here that needs to be cleaned out. But this is also a great landscape asset for your place. Looking at your yard. So, first, I'm just pointing out, that is the most amazing, largest tea olive I've ever seen. I've been told that Vince Dooley planted that tea olive. So it is an amazing asset to your landscape, and we can do some beautiful things underneath it if you're concerned that there's not grass or something there. But in this part of your landscape, ironically, you have two good-looking dogwoods. I don't see that very often. But in an effort to create flat play space for your kids, what I would recommend doing would be excavating into this hillside and creating a flat, grassy area in here. And a good example of where we have done this before, this is the job we did over on Payne Street. You go up these steps to this plateau. It used to be that this hillside sort of went like this, but we excavated into this. We created this flat space, and then you can see the wall. It's just a boulder retaining wall that we put in place to deal with the elevation change. But that's another perspective of it a little bit closer. But we can make this look really, really neat, as well as add interest to this wall that will be a lot of fun for your kids to play on. For example, we come in, we excavate this, we create the wall through there. We can do a pretty good job of matching this flagstone, and I'll show you a photo of where we've done this before. You can do a walkway that wraps around the house. In the back, under the shade of the trees, where your kids will enjoy being outside, where they're not cooking. I would do swing set, tetherball. If you have enough dirt that you're excavated, kids love climbing things. Give them a mountain. This is something that I've done at the Ecology Preserve and over at Auburn University Daycare. Gave them the kids a little mountain. They love it. And I know they love it because all the grass we planted on it is worn out. You can do some different boulder arrangements that they can jump from one to the other, but there's so many things that can be done that will make your backyard a fun place for kids. But the number one thing to keep this a fun place for kids, keep your trees, keep your shade, keep the beauty that comes from those trees. This is the pathway that we've done that would be similar to what I could do at your house. Front yard. In the front yard, just wanted to say that the trees you have up here, I would limb these up some, but I would keep them and work with them. There's more interesting things that we can do on this if that's something that you'd like to do. But at the end of the day, I just wanted to point this out. I've seen so many studies where trees add to the perceived value of a home. They add beauty, they add a concept of value. The grass that you have, this grass could be grown in 6 months, but these trees take 50 years and they add so much to your lot. I'm biased in that, but in general, the research shows that they really do help add value and beauty to your home. So let's get together, talk more in person, but these are my ideas. Sort of a preliminary introduction to some of my thoughts, but we can get together, we can talk further. Thank you so much, Corey with Creative Habitats Landscaping.